Hello students, I am Tejashree Miss and today we will be learning about concept of demand. In this topic you will be learning about meaning of demand, different types of demand, demand schedule, demand curve and especially law of demand. This is very important topic in our economics. So for this I have made one short video. Let us have a look on it. Our topic is concept of demand by Tejashree Miskin. Let us have a look on it. In this video, we will be learning about demand, which is very important part in our day-to-day life. Let us first try to understand the meaning of demand. What exactly demand means? In ordinary sense, the term desire, want and demand have same meaning. But in economics, demand has wider meaning. In economics, demand means the desire which is backed by ability to pay and willingness to buy. To remember this, there is one short formula that we should remember. Demand is equal to desire plus ability to pay plus willingness to buy. To understand it more clearly, let us have a look on example. If we say that household purchases 3 liters of milk per day at 40 rupees per liter, then we can say that 3 liter is a demand for that household. So, by looking at this information, what we can understand, demand is nothing but a desire of human being which is backed by ability to pay and willingness to buy. Let us have look on types of demand. There are 5 types of demand. First one, joint demand. Second, composite demand. Third, direct demand. Fourth, derived demand. Fifth, competitive demand. Joint demand. When a commodity is demanded jointly, it is called as joint demand. It is also known as complementary demand. In order to satisfy one single want, we demand two commodities. For example, if we want to drive a car, we need car as well as petrol. Second type of demand is composite demand. Composite demand means a single commodity satisfying various wants, or you can say several wants. That is called composite demand. The basic example of our day-to-day life is electricity. Electricity is something which satisfies our various wants. Third type of demand is direct demand. When consumer demands anything and he uses that particular product ultimately for his personal consumption, self-consumption, that is called direct demand. For example, demand for clothes, watches or any other consumer items. Fourth type of demand is derived demand. It is also known as indirect demand. This is a demand for those type of commodities which are not used for ultimate consumption but used for further production. For example, the machines which we used in factory to make other items is having a derived demand. Factors of production, they are also having derived demand. Fifth type of demand is competitive demand. It is a demand for those goods which are substitute for each other, which compete with each other. For example, tea and coffee. Either a consumer is going to consume tea or he will prefer coffee over tea. So these are the 5 types of demand. Now let us try to understand individual demand. What is exactly individual demand? Individual demand refers to the demand for a commodity by an individual buyer. The quantity of a commodity demanded by an individual buyer at particular price during a given period of time is called as individual demand. When a consumer demand a particular thing, one single consumer, one single buyer, the demand of that one single buyer is called as individual demand. To understand it more clearly, let us have a look on individual demand schedule and individual demand curve. On the screen you can see there is individual demand schedule as well as individual demand curve. You can see that there is prices of orange in one column and quantity demanded in second column. Prices of orange is keep on increasing from 100, 120, 150, 180, 200. and demand is keep on decreasing. When the price was 100, demand was 5 kg. When price increased from 100 to 150, demand decreased from 5 kg to 3 kg. So this shows us that price and quantity demanded has inverse relationship. When the price of a particular product increases, the individual demand for that particular product will go down, and as a result you can see that there is downward sloping demand curve from left to right. Now let us have a look on very important topic, that is law of demand. What is exactly law of demand? Who has explained this law of demand? Let us try to understand. The law of demand was explained by Professor Alfred Marshall in his books Principles of Economics in the year 1890. The law explains the inverse relationship of price and demand, which we have seen just now in individual demand schedule and individual demand curve. This law explains us this relationship in detail. This is Professor Alfred Marshall who gave us this concept. Now he made one statement. Now what he gave us in this statement, according to Alfred Marshall, the amount demanded increases with a fall in price and diminishes with a rise in price. Very simple statement he is saying. He is showing us the inverse relationship. The amount demanded will increase with a fall in price. When price will fall, the demand will increase, and the demand will decrease with a rise in price. To understand this in detail, let us have a look on demand schedule, which is explained to us by Professor Alfred Marshall. Again you can see there are two columns, price of the commodity and quantity demanded. With the help of arrow you will come to know that demand is decreasing and price is increasing. From this schedule what we come to know? It is clear that when price increases from rupees 1 to rupees 2, then quantity demanded decreases from 50 units to 40 units. So this shows us inverse relationship. Let us try to understand this concept with the help of demand curve. This is also again given by Alfred Marshall in his law, that is law of demand. You can see there are two axes, x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is having quantity demanded and y-axis is having price. Let us try to understand this diagram. On x-axis we have quantity demanded and y-axis we have price. These points are plotted on the graph with the help of schedule, which we just saw. When price is rupees 1, quantity demanded is 50 units. You can see on the diagram. And when price increases to rupees 5, quantity demanded is decreasing to 10 units. This shows that demand curve is downward sloping from left to right. This shows the inverse relationship between price and demand. Price increases, demand decreases. Thank you. This was all about our video. Thank you so much.